Be careful. This bubble right now is a bigger bubble than 2008. This is the everything bubble. This is going to be the biggest crash in world history. And the good thing about being older is you have some history behind you. Is you have a football stadium and it starts to fill up with water, one drop at a time. When do the people in the stands find out it's too late?
That magic eyedropper that you squeeze out one drop and it doubles in size every minute. It's something like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
The point at which the people can see the field beginning to fill up with water and notice that there's going to be a problem, I think it's at 45 minutes, so only 5 minutes to go, that just the infield is covered by like 3 feet of water. And you go from just being able to see a little of it to the entire thing being filled up in just 5 minutes. And the whole point of that is with exponential functions, like so many of the problems we face are, by the time you can actually see the problem, it's way too late to actually avoid it. At that point, your choices are really just about how you're going to manage this thing that's about to slam into you.
So being the old guys, like the story is always the same. What's her name? Kathy
Wood from ARC.
They all say the same thing. This time it's different. This is the new economy. How many minutes are left?
In terms of things like when we're going to have to really deal with the repercussions of the tremendous and excessive amount of debts that we built up in the system that are basically, we pulled so much of tomorrow's prosperity into today, stealing it from future generations. We've been trying to avoid those repercussions over the past many decades by money printing and kicking the can as far as we can financially. I honestly think we're in those final 5 minutes. I think we can certainly see the infield is filling up with water. I would say it's more than 3 feet deep at this point. Now, is it going to be 2 years or 10 years? It's probably going to be, I would say, maybe a little closer to 10 than 2, but it could be anywhere in that window. At the end of the day, what's going to happen is going to be a default on our obligations. And the question is are we going to default because we're going to stand back and let the debts collapse, which was sort of the deflationary austerity side of things? Or are we going to inflate our way out by just printing so much money to meet the debt obligations, we just kill the currency? And if you had to force me to choose between one of those two, I would pick the latter. I think politically, inflating is always the more preferential way, even though you get to the same destination at the end.
Right. So again, there's an advantage of getting older, is all I'm saying. And Jim Rickards and I were just laughing our butts off, going, so we've heard all this before, but we were down to the last 4 minutes. And the question is, are you going to keep doing the same thing? I think that's our question today. But I'll give somebody else some other ideas how bad this is and why being old might be better, is that we are just coming out of the longest bull run in history, 11 years. Started in 2011. And at 2011, I made the biggest fortunes of my life.